get out!
Hello tankers and tankettes, welcome to a viewer spotlight, and this is my favourite dirt machine, the KV-2. This has been sent in to me by Skillshin, and he's, as you can see, bottom tier, but KV-2 doesn't care. He's in a tier 8 battle, he's with 2 platoon mates from his clan, and this is Pearl River. So, yeah. Where's he going to go? The KV-2 is an interesting machine because, like I said, when you're in a KV-2, you don't really care what tier you're at. Top tier is very nice, but even bottom tier, the nature of the 152mm derp gun means that, well, you just... It's no respecter of persons, let's put it that way. Even the most well-armoured tank is not going to bounce that shell. You can fire it at the front of a T-32 turret and it's going to do some damage. Or at a KV-2, or just anything with armour. And if it doesn't have armour, then so much the better. So he's not sticking with his clanmates, and fair enough, they're in bottom tier medium and a bottom tier tank destroyer respectively. But Skillshin he's made an interesting choice. There's not many tanks with him, and he's obviously decided, because there's not many top tier tanks going to the valley to begin with, he will actually go there and back them up. So he, despite being bottom tier, he oh, hello, first customer, boom. Oh, that was beautiful. That was just beautiful. That brings a tear to my eye. That is why this is the derp king of all the derps. I know there's the SU-152, but this is a tier lower and it has a turret, and oh my word. Yep, one-shotted an AC-48 for 1,000 health. He obviously, I mean, that was incredibly lucky, but the shell penned and had an above-average roll, and that was pure HE. That was not premium anything. That was just regular HE ammo, and boom. Yeah, that is why you play a KV-2, for the gloriousness of moments like that. That was just, oh, just beautiful. However, that's one less enemy to contend with, but there's a whole bunch more, and the enemy Hummel has decided to pick on Skillshin, despite the fact that he is bottom tier, despite the fact that there are clearly more dangerous targets around. Maybe he's the only one that Hummel has a bead on right at that moment. It's hard to know, but the fact is, and you will see this, he keeps picking on Skillshin. I think he takes one or two shots at other tanks, but you'll see the shots going into the rock next to Skillshin just now, and it's the artillery still trying to hit him. That is the hallmark of a bad artillery player. I mean, the guy at the end, he does an okay amount of damage, but the targets that you're selecting to shoot at are as important as whether you actually hit them or not. Because if you're spending the whole time shooting at low tier targets when there's dangerous high tier targets around, well, that's just a waste of your artillery shells, regardless of the amount of damage you've done. That was not the best way. So here we go, and yeah, that one doesn't quite work. There's another artillery shell. Yep, because there's an IS-3 and an ISU and a Jagdtiger 8.8 back there, but nope, he's shooting at the KV-2. Okay. Anyway, the AC shot was incredibly fortunate because it wasn't fully aimed. That time, he wasn't fully aimed at the Tiger, it didn't work. That was, again, lucky. I will make this criticism of Skillshin. When you're playing this thing, it pays to actually be scoped in, and I know you missed with the Tiger, but hitting that Pershing whilst in third person was very, very lucky. Yeah, I don't know why the IS-3 is getting so butthurt, frankly. I don't know. He does okay score-wise, but yeah. Oh, there we go. Boom, Pershing. 2 kills. Nearly 2k damage. I don't think there's many other tier 6s. And yep, there's that Hummel again, who for some reason really gets a bee in his bonnet about nailing this one particular bottom tier heavy. So, GG Artie, GG. Yeah, I don't know why the IS-3 was getting so butthurt. But the other IS-3 that you can see in the chat now, who, yeah, is who died very quickly. whilst managing to not do anything. So yeah, that's a classic case of a player who unwilling to admit they've made a mistake and just blaming everybody else for their own fault, because that's a totally irrational thing to do. There we go. Boom. Someone else hit him at the same time, but he was able to, despite the fact that that was a very heavily armoured upper superstructure, KV-2 derp shell doesn't care. So we are going to push forward now. And yeah, the other flank, we can't really see what's going on the other flank, but basically there is a single Type 59. You'll see in the end that Skillshin, I'm going to give the ending away slightly, he doesn't get the best score because there is a Type 59 that does over 4k damage and basically carries the other flank pretty hard. So that's the only reason why Skillshin doesn't get the top score in this particular battle. Because this is another reason why the KV-2 is nice. When you're shooting tier 8s, you don't have to do that much damage to get the top score because you're damaging tanks that are, you know, 2 tiers higher than you are, so that's always nice. So notice how Skillshin has, you know, he's at the front here. It's 3 tier 8s behind him, and yes, okay, the IS-3's low health, and the other 2 are fairly slow, but he's not going to wait, he doesn't care, he wants more things to shoot at. Yeah, the IS-3, I think that the Hummel must have shot the IS-3 a couple of times as well. It wasn't just concentrating on Skillshin, but we saw the number of shots that he tried to fire at Skillshin, and most of them missed, fortunately. So, oh, there we go, and yeah, here we go. Not even scoped in, not even fully aimed, just boom, because KV-2, yo. But oh, it's when people call this, you know, when people refer to this gun as the derp gun, they don't just mean it's derpy because it's a very, very big gun. They also mean that things like that happen. Sometimes you'll be fully aimed and you'll be sitting there patiently and the shell will just fly into the ground. Or you will make a 300-meter shot on the move, not even scoped in, and it one-shots somebody. You know, there's really... there's, well, actually there is plenty in between, but still, it's the moments like those. The KV-2 is the king of derp. It is. So we're down to the last Tiger now, and Skillshin's done quite a respectable amount of damage. We'll see if he can get to do a little bit more, because that Tiger's still got a fair amount of hit points left. And he doesn't take the shot there, he's actually waiting for his... well, we'll see there, his gunner is actually dead, and he's used his first aid kit already, so that's as good as it's going to get. And boom! Missed completely, went under the tank. But hey, your gunner's out in a KV-2, and you can't complain too much given the improbability of some of those shots. That was the KV-2 at its derpiest and its finest, and that first kill, oh my word, that first kill. One-shotting a tier 8 tank destroyer, that's just, oh, you'll live for those moments. So, because this was an event, I should say this is a .87 replay, so this is a little while ago. This was a ×5 event, and there were also some bonuses, so he got quite a lot of XP, and he obviously had fulfilled some mission requirements because he also made over 350,000 credits. KV-2 is good, but it's not that good. But yeah, as you can see, his raw XP value 1450, and that's because he was shooting at higher tier targets the whole day long. Nearly 3k damage against tier 8 targets. That's going to net you quite a healthy XP. And also quite a healthy profit, provided you don't take too much damage. Potential damage received was not bad for a KV-2. I mean, bear in mind this is KV-1 armor at tier 6. So imagine a KV-1 armor values facing tier 8 tanks. You know, you really don't want to get shot too much. And he actually survived some... mostly it was artillery and near misses from artillery, and he did lose half his hit points, but if he'd taken full damage, you know, that would have wiped him out pretty easily. So on the whole, yes, KV-2, it's awesome. Sometimes it trolls you so hard, but other times it's just amazingly fun, and it's one of the tanks that, I mean, it's kind of an oddity. It's off on a side branch on its own, and It's like you have to, either you're going for high tier artillery and you think, okay, I'll just play through that, but it's a bit of a grind, but it's still a fun grind, or you just want it for itself. And that's how I ended up getting it. I thought, okay, that looks like it could be a hell of a lot of fun. And even before the accuracy changes in 8.6, it was a hell of a lot of fun, and it's probably even more fun now because more improbable shots are happening more often, much to the rage of your enemies. So, yeah, KV-2, King of the Derps. I am actually going to do a review on it fairly soon, I think. I'm just waiting for the right replay, basically. The right replay of my own, obviously. This was a pretty nice replay, but maybe a bit too good for a review, because I always tend to try and go for more average games in my reviews. But hey, what's an average game in a KV-2? It's just one of those tanks. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, you can hit the like button, you can subscribe to my channel, and of course, as always, stay tuned for more.